Congratulations, you just hit $100,000 in revenue as a freelance social media manager. You get to work from anywhere in the world, you get to work to your own schedule with the ultimate flexibility, and not to mention you have finally found a creatively filling job that you love. Do I have your attention now? The social media management industry is continuing to grow year on year. It's time for you to take it seriously. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact roadmap to making $100,000 as a freelance social media manager using my 4-part framework. And no, I'm not gonna make you start an Instagram page or waste weeks building a website. We're focusing on getting you clients as fast as possible and scaling from there. In case you're new around here, hello, my name is Ellen and I left my 9-to-5 corporate job back in 2019 after 10 months of side hustling as a social media manager. I now run my own boutique digital marketing agency. I've worked with hundreds of clients all across the world, and now I help other aspiring social media managers set up their freedom-based business. Because let's make it clear, this is not just me who has achieved this level of freedom, both financially and with my schedule. There are dozens of other successful students of mine who have done it too. So if you clicked on this video feeling skeptical, I'm about to blow your mind and change your life. Before we jump into the 4-part framework, I want to touch first on the skills you need to become a social media manager. We're going to talk about skills, not experience, because I'm a firm believer that unlike training to become a doctor or a lawyer, as a social media manager, you don't need experience and you can learn on the job. However, some of the core skills that you will need is creativity and organization. As social media managers, we constantly need to be coming up with new strategies and creative ways to connect with our clients' audiences. You also need to be organized. If you're someone in your friend group who just loves organizing all of the events and dinners that you have, if you're the type of girl who goes on a holiday and creates an entire Excel spreadsheet of your schedule, you are in the right place. With social media management, there are kind of 2 paths you can go down. You can become heavy in the content creation services, or you can go more into the management side. I often get asked if a social media manager needs to be able to shoot content, and I actually have a lot of clients that I work with internationally who obviously I can't shoot content for because I live on the other side of the world. Hello, if you didn't know, I'm from New Zealand, in case you hadn't picked up the accent, and I'll work with clients who are based in the United States, and my role is to lead the strategy, do all of the research, do the trend research, come up with a storyboard of content, get them to film it, they send it back to me, I edit it and I post it, and I manage the rollout of the content. For other local clients, I have product-based clients that I've worked with in the past who ship me products, and then I create the content. And this is more of a UGC style of business where I'm doing this user-generated style of content creation. Sometimes it's a content package, sometimes it's a content package paired with social media management. And in case you're curious what a day looks like doing that, I'll link above this vlog, which is a UGC come create content with me video. So I have dabbled in both avenues and both different types of services. And for those listening, there's probably going to be one that speaks to you more than the other. Like if you are already really interested in content creation, maybe you have your own personal Instagram account, going down a services list that has some content creation is a good option for you. But if you're also sitting here being like, I wish I could be better at filming reels and become a social media manager, you don't actually have to create all of the content. You could focus on packages that are either just on strategy or on strategy and management. Alongside the creative and organizational skills, you also just want to have an interest in social media. Do not get into this industry if you're just here for the money. I know I kind of clickbaited you with my title talking about $100,000 and everyone's like, oh, I would love a 6-figure salary. But if you don't have a passion and an excitement for social media, you're going to get burnt out in this job because it is a challenging industry. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not saving lives, I'm never going to compare myself at that level. But social media is a landscape, it's always changing, there's always new updates and trends in the industry, and a lot of people jump into this role and are in it for the money or in it for the wrong reasons, and then they get really burnt out trying to keep up with all those changes. The other thing that's really important as not just a social media manager but a freelancer is your time management, your discipline, and your self-motivation. You, my friend, are not going to grow to 6 figures if you are not kicking yourself in the butt every morning, if you're not getting up, if you're not motivated, if you're not putting your business out there. I think some people confuse motivation with confidence. When I started, I had zero confidence in myself. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was really motivated to make it work. I knew that I loved social media. I'd had a blog for a few years at that point, and I'd been working as a journalist. I loved storytelling, but I wanted to get out of print media and get into the digital world. Did I believe I was the best social media manager in the world? No, but I did believe that I could help people, and that's what's important. of growing your 100K social media management business, and that is all about building your portfolio. The most important thing for you in this phase of business is experience. You are going to learn so much more getting out there and working with a client rather than posting on your own Instagram, because it's entirely different. And I really believe, although watching YouTube videos like this is really helpful and you should definitely subscribe for more, nothing will compare to that first-hand experience that you're going to get working with a client, from the dynamic of client communication, managing messages, managing expectations and boundaries, creating content to a brief. All of these things are really important, and you won't experience that when you're just hiding in the corner, editing reels for your own Instagram account and calling it practice. This is why my students who sign up for the Dishing Up Digital School, we start with pitching in module 2 and 3. We start them putting together their packages and prices. We start them off reaching out to businesses. They don't have a website, they don't have an Instagram account, they don't have any large following. Most of the time it's trying to use their existing network to see if they could leverage an opportunity there, but also just reaching out to businesses who have no idea who they are. What works if you're just getting started with no experience is targeting local businesses and using that little bit of a connection. Maybe it's that coffee shop that you go to every week, maybe it's the hair salon down the road from you. Introduce yourself and create a personal connection by being someone who's a local or even a customer of theirs. You are then going to most likely want to offer a discounted rate for your services. I'm a big fan of discounted rates and not entirely free services, which is the route that I went down because young Ellen did not know any better. But I firmly believe even if you're getting started with no experience, you deserve to be paid for your time, even if it's just a little amount of money. I also like the idea of giving someone a discount because it's much more juicy and attractive to the business owner. They're gonna see, ooh, this social media management package is usually $800 and I can get it for $400 by taking a chance on this really keen and excited new social media manager. What a great deal. That is the kind of emotion you want to be sparking in this phase. Once you get those crucial first 1, 2, 3 clients, you're then going to start leveraging the social proof you're creating. So you're getting testimonials, you're getting screenshots of positive messages from these clients, you're getting screenshots of analytics or even just copies of the videos that you've edited. You're going to leverage all of that stuff to start booking even more clients. And this is where we get to create the snowball effect. Testimonials and social proof create trust with potential clients. It's really scary outsourcing. It's scary hiring a social media manager from the perspective of these businesses and clients. And if you can show testimonials, social proof, that is going to be the thing that ultimately gets them across the line if they're feeling nervous. And this brings me really nicely to phase 2. This is when you really start doubling down on setting up a freelance business. This is when you want to introduce better systems, back-end systems for your business. You want to tighten up on your packages and also potentially your niche. I really like getting started as a newbie with a broad niche so that I can test out a whole bunch of different potential clients. Spoiler alert, you're probably not going to know what niche you want to go into till you try it. I've had many students go, I want to go into the fitness niche, or I want to work with personal trainers, or I want to work with wedding planners. And then they actually start working for that client and they're like, okay, I'm really passionate about fitness, but I actually don't want to manage PT Instagram accounts. So in the second phase, you're going to start to specialize a little bit more. You're going to fine tune your packages. You're transitioning from offering whatever your client wants to offering structured, juicy packages. Again, this is the shift from like the newbie into a slightly more experienced freelancer. Maybe this is where you start to outgrow some of those early clients you took on at a discounted rate and you're replacing them with slightly larger clients. You want to make sure you've shifted away entirely from working on an hourly rate and you're instead on monthly retainer and you're offering packages to clients. This is also when you want to fine tune those contracts, those invoices, maybe get a software that will do some funky little automated onboarding workflows. Again, we're putting on our business hat, we're putting on our CEO hat here. Using the money and that maybe the couple of $100s you've got from those first clients, you want to reinvest that into software or maybe hiring a coach like me who can help you scale the entire way. But this is the point in the path where I see a lot of social media managers fall off the track because they're not investing, they're not doubling down on their growth, and they play it safe. We are not here to play it safe because that's not what's going to get you to that milestone of 6 figures. And this brings me very nicely to phase 3, finding and securing higher ticket clients. Once you have been through that process of, the discounted rates, doing ad hoc work, maybe on a bit of an hourly rate, This is when we start to see the more premium clients, or when we want to attract the more premium clients, I should say. And phase 3 is where finally I'm gonna let you do it. You can set up an Instagram page, maybe a website if you have the funds to invest in that, but it's not entirely essential yet. But we definitely want an Instagram page. If you are somebody who is struggling to increase your prices, you feel like you're only getting low ticket clients coming in, the only leads you're getting are just saying, I can't afford your services, then you need to focus on your marketing. Although I started my business through cold pitching for the first 10 months, when I shifted to marketing myself on Instagram and again, leveraging all of the experience that I then had from the clients that I'd cold pitched to, I started attracting dream clients to me. And it was all through my marketing and my messaging and the way that I was showing up online. And the most dreamy part about that is you get on a discovery call with a potential client and they're already sold on your systems, on your beliefs, on the way that you run things, because they've been binging all of your content on Instagram. As long as it's optimized to attract clients, you are going to be able to do this with under 1,000 Instagram followers. I have so many students. Jade is a perfect example of this. Maeve, Stenya doesn't even post on Instagram anymore because she's fully booked. These are just a couple of my students who took the Dishing Up Digital School and are proof that a successful social media manager making a full-time salary off their freelance work does not need to be posting on Instagram every single day. However, if you are in the process of wanting to scale up and attract more of those higher ticket clients, I cannot encourage you enough to work on your own marketing. This is also something that a lot of social media managers, when they get to this phase, they need that reminder, because they often will end up spending all of their time, all of their day, all of their energy on their clients and forget about building their own business. So it's really important to have a bit of accountability for yourself and show up and be like, nope, I'm gonna have a CEO day once a week or one afternoon a week, and I'm gonna focus on creating my own content and marketing my business. The key thing you wanna be leveraging in your social content is talking about the ROI that people get working with you, the return on investment, what could their potential results be? And again, this is where you get heavy on the social proof. You want to be utilizing all of those screenshots, utilizing insights and stats from reels that you've created for previous clients, and putting that everywhere on your social pages. Now, some of my students continue to cold pitch throughout this phase of their business as well. Like, they're starting to market on their Instagram, but just to speed things up, if they really want to push to those 10K months faster, they do still continue to cold pitch and network. So going along to events is a really great way to do this, but also the key thing is to be careful about who you are pitching to. I've broken this down in the free webinar that I just launched recently, but one of the big mistakes people make is pitching to small businesses that are too small, like people who are hand making candles part-time in their garage and they're only selling 1 candle a week, and you're pitching to them to be their social media manager. They cannot afford you. You're setting yourself up for failure. And one of the things I unpack in this webinar is how to identify potentially higher ticket clients or just medium-sized businesses that can afford you, and kind of unraveling a little bit of those mindset traps that we fall into when we think we're not good enough to pitch to those businesses, when in reality, they need your help. And that cold pitch could be the difference between you hitting your goals or not. Now, congratulations, you've made it to phase 4. This is where we enter the phase of scaling all the way up to that juicy 6-figure milestone. There are a couple of different routes you can take here, and I actually have a podcast episode where I break down the journey of scaling as a social media manager into more depth. So I'll link that down below if you'd like to go have a listen. But you can look to potentially scale an agency, so bring on more team members and more contractors so that then you can bring on more clients. You can also look to diversify your services. So perhaps you're a social media manager who then starts offering SEO or copywriting or maybe even web design. So you're really kind of expanding further. I did this in 2020. I started doing like blog post writing and other graphic design projects for my clients. And it really helped me scale to those 10K months, because suddenly I'd have a client who was just doing social media management pay me $1,500 a month. Then all of a sudden they're paying me $3,000 a month because I'm doing all of these extra add-on and additional services. And that was also made possible from hiring contractors and support. So similar to the previous pathway that I mentioned. You can't do all of that alone. And then the third way to scale, which has become my personal favorite and what I've kind of stepped towards in the last 2 years, and that is through digital products. So often you'll have people who can't afford to hire you on a monthly retainer, especially in this phase of scaling. Like, you're really stepping into the role of a premium service provider. You're offering higher ticket packages, and there'll be a certain amount of the market who are cut off from those services because of the price point, and that is where you can come in with lower ticket digital products. Let's say you had a template bundle and you're selling this for $50 a month. If you have 10 people buy that, that's an additional $500. You could also look to sell things like ebooks, or perhaps you're doing online live trainings or even in-person trainings, which I know is technically not a digital product because then it's in person, not digital. But you get my point. There are ways to scale and introduce not just new services, but also new revenue streams. One of the most beautiful things about being a social media manager and being your own boss is you are the boss at the end of the day. And there are so many different pathways to success. You get to decide what works best for you. If you really want to scale digital products and come join me, yes girl. If you want to scale up and have 5 different social media managers or community managers working with you and 10x your clients, go for it. If you are somebody who wants to start working with really high ticket clients and maybe you're on retainers that are $5,000 to $10,000 a month, which is 100% possible, all of these different avenues are just so exciting. And I hope this video shows you the possibilities, the opportunities in this world of social media management, because I've been doing this for 5 years now and I freaking love it. And it lights up my heart so much being able to see and watch other social media managers reach these cool milestones as well. Now, if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of some of these strategies and how to, for example, write a cold pitch, what to charge as a social media manager, I'd highly encourage you to check out my new free webinar. This is a 60-minute class that you get instant access to entirely for free, and you are going to learn so much. So come with a blank notebook and a pen that is full of ink because you're going to be writing a lot of notes, and I hope to see you around. Ooh, and make sure you're subscribed because I'm uploading more videos on YouTube, and I also have a podcast for all things social media management. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.